Hey, welcome back to you in your defense hardcore cult that's following the Carrington event saga. This is going to be episode 7. Episode 7 starts when the fecal matter has hit the oscillating device and the 5 days of lockdown have started. But before I do that, I want to refresh a few things, and I'll do this each time. First, uh, the 12-hour warning is over. You are now into the 5 days of the actual event. Then there will be residual. We talk about that in a minute, later. But remember, recovery is going to take 1 to 2 years. Some have now said 5 years or more. Hopefully, you have pre-staged your gear, your sensitive gear. You have stopped using it and secured it, and you are prepared to go analog and bug in. On the right, you will have no power to deliver any of the things in that list. And we will go through each of those through in subsequent videos. But this is where you are now. So remember, the first thing is shelter, right? Shelter. It is now hit, and we need shelter. Hopefully, you took the advice and you went hard side. And what I like to refer to it is glamping. Now, let me tell you, if you're inside your shelter, your house, your apartment, you don't get much better glamping than that. It's just that you can't be balling, right? I mean, you're going to have to think like you are actually camping with the things that you're going to need there. And I've seen some outfits out at the campgrounds where people pull out three tents, three tents and glamping, and it was amazing. One tent is a full kitchen, portable, all the stuff. The other tent is the sleeping quarters, and this is for two people. The third tent was hanging out. I went, God, man. It was the guy that had to set everything up, but his wife, she did the cooking and stuff. So, but glamping is no more than being comfortable inside your home with less, not less quality, but just less stuff that you need to deal with. Your sleeping is comfortable. Everything is still comfortable for you, but some of the things will change. Uh, Now, when we talk about glamping in that 5 days, you need to be prepared, remember, for a few things. Um, Weather. Different parts of the country will have different weather requirements. I live in a four season type area. Um, the temperatures don't get high enough where I have to really worry too much about dying from heat or freezing from cold. And that's just the design of the building that I'm in. And I'm fortunate I didn't plan it that way. It just happens. I almost never have to use air conditioning in the summer, and it will get up to 100, 110, right? And my thermostat, when I need heat, that's usually the 3 months in the winter, and that's because I don't feel like wearing lots of clothes all the time. That will change for you. You need to think like you you can't be walking around naked inside, right? You can't be sleeping without clothes. You need to have your body still covered to protect you. You can layer inside. So select the room, a room that everyone is going to live in, and then move your sleeping arrangements in there. Um, I'm going to assume it's family. I'm also going to assume you're going to learn that Modesty is bullshit. Modesty is bullshit. So don't configure whatever you have for modesty. I'm just putting that out there. So weather. If you are in a climate where, I mean, it gets really bad, the Southwest, I'm going to pick on that again. Man, you know, without air conditioning, people in fact die in high density areas. Manhattan, Chicago, Los Angeles. People die, and these are usually vulnerable people, older people, people that are sick and so forth. And they just die because they can't control temperature. That's going to happen. It shouldn't happen to you if you've thought ahead. We'll talk about how to bring in certain things like heat if you need it, and cooling. Good luck with that. There's not going to be any way to cool your place other than opening windows, right? No swamp coolers. Everything that requires energy is not going to work for you. Is not going to work for you. So make sure you can handle the weather as it exists where you are. Okay. The next thing is fire protection, and that's very serious. Very serious about that. People do dumb things, right? With fire, with a flame, with stuff inside. Flames do not belong inside unless they're in some kind of protected way. And frankly, there's just no way to do that safely today. You can, if you have the fuel, use what are ceramic heaters, which are designed for use inside closed spaces. They're small. They put out a lot, 8,000 BTUs, light up a 10 by 10 room, lickety split. That kind of thing will work, but you would have to have the fuel, and the fuel would have to last you the season, and you would have to have a strategy to not use it all up just because you're a little bit uncomfortable. It needs to be, that kind of stuff needs to only be used when it's life-threatening. But fire, man, I did a video a while back on fire protection. That is the cans that you can use, and then the fire blanket, the big ones. They're not expensive. You should have multiple of them, as I said in that video. And I mean, people die every year. Families die because they tried to make a fire inside and used the wrong thing. Families die because everybody got carbon monoxide poisoning and just died in their sleep. That is real. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid, right? Be uncomfortable rather than dead, right? And the last one I'll talk about in this video is perimeter protection and access. Is access to your interior protected? If so, how? Are the doors hardened so that somebody just can't kick it in? There are several ways to do that. I have one of these poles that fit up under the doorknob. Really effective. A lot of strokes from the battle ram, and I'd be ready to put rounds on them if that was the case. The other one you can do, which I've seen, is get one of those boards and just put it over the door like they used to do in the old days. You just barricade the door, and that is very effective. And there are probably other mechanisms to harden your entry points, but you need to pay attention to that because somebody's going to want to get in. Because the panic will be crazy, and it will increase over that 5 days. People will be walking around like roaches, not knowing what to do. And if they see that you are there, your place is occupied, they're going to try to come into where you are. So perimeter protection. Now, I'm going to add one. Totally forgot this when I talk about shelter, right? And I started laughing this morning. I said, I'm going to add this to this video. I used to be a boater in Chicago on Lake Michigan. I was a power guy, you know, fast cars, fast boats, fast women, fast airplanes. You know, that was me. And I used to go to sailboats. If you have a sailboat, and I'm going to say 35, 45 feet, right? You're good to go, man. Just pull up the hook and go out and hang out there. One, you don't have to worry about the zombies coming to get you, because they're not going to be able to get out there. You'll absolutely be able to hang out, kind of enjoy things, because you're doing what people on sailboats do, hang out and enjoy things, right? You probably have desalination on board. You see what I'm getting at? So, and it's like glamping inside, because all the stuff you would have in an RV, all the stuff that you would need to have when you're glamping, are inside a sailboat. So, I'm just saying, and I know a couple of you have mentioned that you had sailboats, and that would work. That would work. Just saying. So I'm going to leave y'all with this. It's been a lot shorter than some of the others, but let me know your thoughts on this one. This was about shelter and some of the things to consider. The next one is going to be about water. But like I said, I'm trying to break these up. They will all end up coming back and connecting together. But on this one, I'm just talking about shelter. If I missed anything or something you would like to contribute, please put them down below so the other crazy people that follow this this series can learn something too. So if you are lurking, please just subscribe, because that means you're interested in something. Don't lurk anymore. Subscribe, hit the bell icon for getting all the announcements, and just keep in mind, wherever you are, whenever you can, however you can, carry on.